Hello there. How are you doing today? I hope you're feeling settled and that you're ready for a quiet story. This is a Fireside Tale, and tonight's story is called The Day the Bees Filled the Sky. So, let's get comfortable, take a slow deep breath, and let's begin. Polly did not like bees. Not close up. Not near her hands. And certainly not near her face. She liked butterflies and ladybirds and slow green caterpillars that curled carefully along leaves. But bees felt different. Too fast, too loud, and too many of them at once. And at the very end of the lane, past the allotments, past the crooked pear tree, and past the old stone wall with moss growing through it, there lived a beekeeper. Nobody seemed to know very much about them, only that in summer the garden hummed. Not loudly at first, just softly, as though the flowers themselves were whispering. But when Polly walked past with her mother, she could hear thousands of bees. Thousands! The sound wrapped around the fence like warm music. Polly always held her mother's hand tighter there, because behind the fence stood row after row of wooden hives, and beside them moved the beekeeper, slowly and carefully, wearing a white hood with a net across the face. Now to Polly, they looked almost like an astronaut that was walking through flowers instead of stars. One morning, Polly noticed something strange. The foxgloves beside the lane had opened, tall pink bells swaying in the breeze. Then she noticed the lavender, then the apple trees, then the blackberry bushes near the allotments. Everywhere she looked, something seemed to be growing, and nearly everywhere there were bees. Small fuzzy ones, bright gold ones, tiny ones dusted with pollen like flowers on a baker's hand. Polly began stopping to watch them. Not too close, just enough to notice that most bees were busy. Busy landing, busy climbing into flowers, and busy carrying tiny golden bundles home. Then, one afternoon, a voice spoke from behind the lavender. "Busy little things, aren't they?" Polly jumped. The beekeeper lifted the hood back, and Polly blinked, because the beekeeper was a woman. Her cheeks were pink from the sun, and there were tiny flecks of pollen on one sleeve. Polly had somehow imagined someone taller, louder and older. But the woman smiled gently and crouched beside the flowers. Don't they sting?" Polly asked. "Sometimes," the beekeeper said, "but mostly they just want to work." A bee drifted lazily between the lavender stems. If the bees disappeared, the beekeeper said quietly, the gardens would grow quieter too. Polly looked along the lane, at the pear trees, at the allotments, at the flowers spilling over the garden walls. She'd never thought about gardens needing help before. Then, one warm afternoon, the sky began to buzz. Not softly this time, loudly. Polly looked up and froze. Bees. Hundreds of them. No, thousands. pouring into the air like a living cloud. People closed their windows, a dog barked somewhere down the lane, and someone shouted, "The bees are swarming!" Polly's heart thumped hard. The whole sky seemed to move. Then slowly, the great buzzing cloud drifted across the lane, over the allotments, and it settled in an old tree. And all at once, the swarm became still. A great golden brown shape hanging from a branch, buzzing softly in the sunlight. The beekeeper arrived carrying a small wooden box. She didn't rush, and she didn't wave her arms. She simply stood beneath the tree and looked upward calmly. "They won't bother anyone like this," she said softly. Polly stayed behind the closed gate. The beekeeper placed the box carefully beneath the branch. Then, with one quick shake, the cluster of bees dropped neatly inside like a soft living blanket. A few circled the air, but most began crawling slowly downward towards the box, and Polly watched carefully. "How do they know where to go?" she whispered. "The queen's inside," the beekeeper said, "and the others follow a scent." Sure enough, line after line of bees marched gently into the box, not angrily, not wildly, just steadily, like rain returning to the earth. Polly stared in amazement. The beekeeper smiled. "They're looking for a new home," she said. "That's all." After that day, the sound of the bees felt different to Polly. Not sharp, not frightening, just part of summer, part of the gardens, part of the valley, and part of the flowers opening each morning. And one evening, as Polly stood beside the lavender, a single bee landed gently on her sleeve. She stayed very still, and the bee rested there for a moment, then lifted away again into the warm evening air, and Polly watched it go towards the humming garden at the end of the lane. And that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope tonight feels calm and quiet and full of good things growing. Thanks for listening. Good night.